Hello everyone. This is Dr. Geeta Naik Vislawat, Assistant Professor of Public Administration, working at Government Degree College, Hayatnagar. Today we are going to learn the topic Evolution of State. This topic is a part of BA First Year Public Administration syllabus under Module 1 Introduction to Public Administration. Here, in this topic, we are going to learn what is state, how it is evolved, what are the types of states, and what is the difference between modern state and traditional state, functions of modern state, functions of traditional state, and what is the role of state in 21st century, and what are the conditions of state in the LPG era, and so on. So, coming to introduction, as you all know, public administration as a practice, it is as older as our ancient civilization. Means this public administration under the part of political science, it is we can trace it from earlier civilizations like Indus civilization or Aryan civilization, so on. So at the same time, it is interrelated discipline and it is internal part of various disciplines. So, as a part of subject, public administration is youngest subject. Sorry, public administration is it has very little age, that is nearly 130 years, and it is traced out in 1887. Woodrow Wilson is the father of public administration, and with his article, The Study of Public Administration, the division of public administration and political science happened, and, and public administration become a separate discipline of study. But as a practice, it is as older as our ancient civilizations. So, how state was evolved and who is the father of the theories and everything. And the remarkable invention in human development is evolution of state. This was explained by the father of political science, Aristotle, in his famous book Politics. He explained the merits and demerits of state, different types of states, different types of governments, and so on. So Aristotle is, in his views, in theoretically, Aristotle told that monarchical states are best, but in practice, according to Aristotle, democratic states or constitutional form of states are best states. So he thought that constitutional form of states are best states for in practice. And what is modern state? The nature of state is to be democratic. It should define relation between citizen and instruments of government. There are some instruments of governments like constitution, rules, regulations, other forms of governments, and other institutions working for the welfare of the people. These are instruments should be linked with citizen. At the same time, there should be rules, regulations, law, enforcement norms should be clearly mentioned. Example, in Indian constitution, everything what government has to do is clearly mentioned. So in this way, there should be a constitution. Either it may be written or it may be unwritten, but it should have rules and regulations, and it should be in democratic form. The governments, generally we all know government will have some organs, especially executive, legislative, and judiciary. These are the main branches of government, and the government is, it may be central government, state government, regional government, local government, district government, so on. The government will run like this, and 19th century is the base for the formation or development of modern state in world. So after industrialization, at the time of industrialization is the main time when modern state developed. So There are three types of governments are available, three types of states. They are colonial state, feudal state, and democratic state. You all know in India is very much known about the colonial state and colonial features, because India is the victim of colonial rule by Britishers. And in India, earlier we had a feudal mm, feudal ruling in some parts of state country, and now India is democratic. In this way, we India is experienced with three forms of states, and recent years worldwide LPG reforms are developed, and due to this, government is withdrawing from its functions. So some new words are evolved. They are retreating or downsizing or withdrawing. So government is retreating and government is downsizing the activities and withdrawing from its activities, and it want to be a supervisor. It want to look into supervisory functions. It want to um, delegate its functions to other private partners to run. In this way, government is withdrawing its functions due to LPG era, it giving more chances for privatization. New policies evolved in last decade, later 21st century. Government is creating favorable atmosphere for private enterprises and market forces, and cutting down the expenditures on welfare. So, for example, in COVID time in India, recently, Government of India introduced and announced for Atmanirbhar Bharat, where government withdrawn from most of the activities of the state, and it want to put those money on welfare, and it want to encourage market. It want to encourage private people. So in this way, nowadays government is withdrawing from its activities, and it want to be in supervising position. So the world today is commonly referred as global village due to improved means of communications, and it created a variety of fields in the world on the basis of economics. Due to this, there has been a distinctive distinction between economically developed and economically underdeveloped countries in the world in post-colonial era. So, after post-colonial era, uh, like India, most of the countries are independent, and they become third world countries. They want to develop, and they try to develop, but due to most of the situations, due to technological barriers, or due to illiteracy, or due to many reasons, most of the countries are underdeveloped and some are developed. So this developed and underdeveloped gap is expanding day by day due to LPG era, and but government is getting new opportunities for growing. So in developing countries in 21st century, the 21st century state is undertaking variety activities, variable activities, many activities. Uh, Actually, government, traditional government is looking after only two or three activities like law and order, defense, security. And now, but in modern times, in 21st century or in modern state era, every work of individual, either it may be directly or indirectly, it will link to administration or it will link to government. So most of the activities of day to day life of human being is connected with government. So in modern state is looking after defense, lawmaking, taxation, public order, justice enforcement of law of the land. So The development state carries on even more activities, not only these activities, not only like defense, lawmaking, taxation, not only these activities. Now government is focusing more on rural development, literacy, farmers development, women development, child care, and human rights, so on, industrial development and privatization, and housing sector, urbanization, so on. Many activities government is concentrating on, so many activities, and it want to develop each and every person in the society. So the scope of the government is expanding day by day. Modern state is much responsive to the needs of public and development vision of the country. Social security, law and order are the main functions of the traditional state. I already told you, social security, only security, and law and order. Law and order are keeping the people secure. These two are the main functions of the traditional state. But in modern states nowadays, they are looking after everything: welfare, development, security, lawmaking, everything from birth to death, from cradle to grave. Each and every activity is looking after by government nowadays. These states are called modern state or welfare state. So functions of modern state, there are a lot of functions which are taken by modern state. uh, some of them are law and order. In law and order, since the industrialization, civil police forces have grown with a separate discipline of criminology and law enforcement to cater to their needs. Law courts have been elaborated and differentiated, and a separate system of administrative law has been established. So, law and order, rules and regulations, and criminology and separate courts are evolved after 19th century or after industrialization. So in this way, government is looking after law and order activities of the state. At the same time, security. Second one is security. If you come to security, in olden days, wars are common in between countries, but now the wars are totally conducted around the clock. In olden days, wars are from morning to evening they conduct. Now it is 24 hours job. It may be conducted on land, sea, air, anywhere. And nowadays, bio wars are going on, and many new forms of wars are day by day evolving due to technological support and so on, most of the things. And in a variety of new ways, including chemical wars, gaseous, gems, like that. So these transformation in warfare necessitate a permanent war organizations, professional military trainings, supplies and maintenance, weapon research, civil defense and rehabilitation. These are the new areas where government is looking after and researching for um, for establishing security in country. And next is public works. You all know what are public works, the major works which are took by government for the welfare of the public. They are flood control, drainage systems, ports for building, harbors building, and so on. Most of these heavy functions are called public works. These spectacular public projects should not eclipse the steady advance along a wide sector of traditional public concerns that fill the agenda of local authorities without raising much public attention. So, next one is taxation. You all know what is taxation. Nationalized systems have increasingly confined taxation to public authorities and integrated it with economics and social policies. The government is also in the loan business. It can estimate taxable capacity in a better manner to reduce tax seepage, thereby maintaining public resources for common purpose. Example, GST. Nowadays, Government of India introduced recently GST, Goods and Service Tax. Like this, many tax, income tax, and corporate tax, so on. Many taxes are there. You all know those amount is useful for the welfare of the government, people. And next one is international relations. International relations in modern era, the study of external countries, that is international relations, is an academic discipline in its own right. It is not only concerned with the complicated relations among an ever growing number of sovereign states, but also with the multiplication of international bodies dealing with the subject, ranging from international law to civil aviation traffics, from peacekeeping operations to atomic energy research, etc. So, some of the international organizations are UNESCO, SARC, G8 countries, and OPEC countries, oil and petroleum countries, OPEC countries, SARC countries, BRICS group, and so on. There are many countries and many groups are there for the welfare of the international relations. And next one is welfare activities. The welfare activities comes to uh, under welfare activities, government has always supplemented private institutions in catering to unable to look after themselves, although it was not their fault. Such public welfare measures have since been institu- institutionalized by providing public sectors for orphans, physically handicapped, and insane people, and war widows. The welfare state concept has been transformed and extended through these public welfare services. Example: Disability Act of 2016 and welfare activities for orphanages and women, war widows, and recently, you all know Santoshi, Major Colonel Santosh Babu's wife got deputy collector job. So unlike this, they give some uh, push up for their families to grow. So, for example, Disability Act is also one of the welfare activities, and so on. Next, national identity. National identity means the government impresses national symbols on citizenry until the people identify themselves with them. In spite of nationalism, should be imbibed, particularly by children, youth, and public servants, military recruits, and naturalized citizens. These are also national prestige projects of variable utility, ranging from national air and shipping lines to hosting international conferences and sports events. For example, if you look into this national identities, so government will, for example, fundamental rights, like that, the government will consent fundamental duties and court orders on national anthem in cinema halls. These are the some of the activities, some of the examples, which give patriotism and which increase the which develops the patriotism in children and public at large. So next comes to economy management. Economy management means the government have always reserved certain economic powers to themselves, such as control of the currency supply, the regulation of trade and commerce, and the sale of public lands and monopoly franchise. With the expansion of traditional functions and the assumption of nation building functions, public authorities have grown more involved in economic matters, if only to assure a ready supply of weapons and limitations on economic exploitations of the defenseless. So the economic management is main activities of the country is under the control of government. In this way, country government is controlling um, state and developing the state. So next come to development of nations. Development of nation. Under development of nation, the developing countries can improve the quality of life for all citizens through self-sustained growth, equitable distribution of societal products, wide political participation, and individual self-fulfillment without artificial stimulation by public authorities. So in this way, nation will develop. So nation development is the next concept, and next is trade. The government have always intervened to regulate private transactions, taxes, market prices, working conditions. So the scope and extent or economic regulations have been transferred. So if uh, government is government is taking a supervision place, and it is looking after uh, private organizations and taxes, market prices, how they are growing, and if any illegality is there, government is into picture, and it will control the market prices, and it will create good, or it will create best working conditions for the workers, and it will give good taxes. I mean, it will create eligible tax system, so on. So in this way, government uh, is in between market and privatization and society. So next comes to health. In modern era, government providing medical services to all those people who cannot provide for themselves, either by subsidizing private practices or directly supplying medical services in government offices, and employment medical officers as public servants. For example, Arogya Setu 108 and Arogyashree. And in COVID-19 situation, now in pandemic situations, government introduced Arogya Setu. By this, it is giving uh, day by day, it is awareing the people by putting caller IDs in phone, and um, in and um, providing rules and regulations to private organizations or private hospitals, and uh, restricting private hospitals by taking a lot higher charges. In this way, government is controlling in health sector, and it is trying to uh, give fruits of good health to everyone. So next comes to welfare. Under welfare, the spread of welfare state, which developed in response to the ba- breakdown of social welfare services provided by other societal institutions, and the obvious needs for elevation of poverty in the contemporary society. Private charity could not meet the growing welfare problems resulting from large scale welfare, heavy seasonal and cyclical unemployment, international trade fluctuations, technological displacements, and natural disasters. So, next is public sector, and the government has become a major economic entrepreneur by providing wide range of services and economic products directly to the public. Public authorities have also taken over the supply of private goods where private enterprise has failed. So, government is working for the welfare of the people, where private is not there to introduce their products, their government is working happily. So because government's main motto is welfare, not uh, uh, not government is not established for gains, it is for welfare. So private organization always looks for their interest. So in this way, public sector working for welfare of the government people. Next, housing. Government is providing adequate housing at subsidized rents and acts as a good landlord. The housing may include recreation facility, local services. For example, in Telangana, double bedroom houses, PM Awas Yojana, so on. There are a lot of schemes. Every state is providing housings for poor people. Next, education. The most of the countries in the world are providing free and compulsory education to the children below 14 years. Government is encouraging vocational technical colleges, higher education, universities, research institutions by providing lots of funds in the name of education. Scholarships and free education are the other forms of encouraging education. And in new education policy, government concentrating on 18 years compulsory education for children. So in this way, government is putting lot of efforts to create awareness, and to it want to develop each and every person. Next comes to environmental protection and conservation. The long range implications and environmental protection and conservation. In olden days, people enjoyed pollution free green standards of life, but due to heavy industrialization and individuals' negligence, most of the world is polluted, and dangerous gases, many plants and animal species are disappeared from the universe. Uh, Due to this, lot of species are in danger conditions. And conservation had three aspects. So government is concentrating on conservation. It had three aspects: the better utilization of exhaustible natural resources and reclamation of waste, and renewable and non-exhaustible resources through reforestation and soil renovation. In this way, we can conserve our environment. Next comes to urban planning. Urban planning is one of the most important sector nowadays for modern states. The migration from rural to urban is rapidly growing. According to studies, by 2030 year, 50% of the population of the world will be in urban. So serious research is going on to accommodate future needs of urban and its surroundings in worldwide. Next comes to environmental control. The long range of implications of humanity destructive nature helps to focus attention on more immediate concerns such as air and water pollution, garbage, hazardous spills, etc. These are non-discrimination. They affect all human beings. So most of the countries formed as associations and taking serious steps to control the pollution environmental problems. Examples: Paris Summit, and Montreal Protocol for ozone layer. And there are many environmental summits are going on, and many rules and regulations are implemented by governments for controlling pollution. Next one is population. As the population rises, the quality of life and society decreases. The state will not be in a position to fulfill basic needs of the people. Hence, some governments are trying with the help of public administration to reduce the population growth through propaganda campaigns, taxation measures, abortions, and ready availability of contraceptive pills. So, in this way, the government wants to reduce population worldwide. Some countries are encouraging for population in their countries, especially China. Till before 2 3 years, its slogan is one or none. Now it is encouraging for more children. And Canada and some other countries are encouraging for children, and they're providing good packages for people, uh, for encouraging population, for developing population. And next comes to privacy. A person has a right to exclude unwanted disturbances i- um, in his or her private sphere of life. It is the right of a person to lead free protected life against spying, attached on recitations and honor disclosure of information received as a professional confidence. So in this Aadhaar case also there, and so privacy is a part of government. It is he is a part of a person, and it is his one of the right. He can be live on his own. So next one comes to human rights. And the Allied powers resolved during the World War II that the war would be followed by a lasting peace. that would defend the protect the fundamental rights and freedom of individuals. Since then, an international system has developed to defend such rights and freedoms, to gain government adherence to universal or regional declarations of human rights, and to give aggressive persons and access to international courts and human rights. So nowadays human rights are playing a lot of important role in government decisions, and government is giving utmost importance for human rights. And in our constitution we under third part, fundamental rights, we already gave importance to human rights and fundamental rights, uh, so on. So these are the some of the uh, major functions of modern state. In this way, government or state nowadays directly or indirectly related with human beings from cradle to grave. So if you have any doubts, please contact 9849373729. Thank you.